All right, today we're doing something a little different. We're not just going to talk about mental wellness, we're going to become architects. Yeah, you heard me. We're drawing up the blueprints for building a stronger, more peaceful mind.
Ever feel like this? Like you're being pulled in two directions at once. Your mind is either replaying something that already happened, or it's rehearsing a future that might not even exist. It's exhausting, and it can leave you feeling totally stuck. But what if I told you that this whole tug of war, this constant stress, isn't really about what's happening to you, but about where you're putting your focus? What if it's all just a matter of perspective? That's exactly what we're going to get into. Think of this as your guide to shifting that focus and learning how to lay the foundation, brick by brick, for a much stronger inner world.
So where do we even begin? Well, before we can build anything, we have to survey the land, right? We have to understand the problem. And for so many of us, the biggest problem is what I like to call the trap of time.
It really breaks down pretty simply when you look at it this way. Anxiety, well, that's almost always about living in the future. It's that constant loop of what if this happens and worrying about things that might go wrong. And then on the other side, you have depression, which so often is about being stuck in the past, caught up in regretting what did happen. Either way, our minds are literally anywhere but right here, right now.
Okay, so if the problem is being lost in the past or the future, the solution has to be our very first construction project, laying a solid foundation. And guess what? That foundation is built completely in the present moment, in the now.
This is a really powerful tool you can use immediately. The next time you feel that spiral starting, that wave of anxiety or sadness that starts to build, just stop and ask yourself this one simple question. In this exact second, not 5 minutes from now, but right now, is there a problem that you genuinely cannot handle? And you know what? The answer, almost every single time, is going to be no. In this immediate moment, you're breathing, you're here, you are okay. The chaos, the storm, that's all in the imagined future or the remembered past. It's not in the reality of this exact second. This question is your anchor.
And this is so crucial. The goal here isn't to magically stop having negative thoughts. That's impossible. The goal is to change your relationship with them. You go from being a passenger who's getting tossed around by the storm to becoming an observer, standing safely on the shore, just watching those waves of thought come and go.
All right, our foundation is set firmly in the present. Now it's time to build the walls that protect our inner peace. And here's the twist. We're not going to do it by looking inward. We're going to build them by making a radical shift outward, using gratitude and generosity. I love this because gratitude is kind of like a brain hack. It's a neurological cheat code. See, when you genuinely feel thankful for something, your brain is forced to switch channels. It stops scanning for threats and starts looking for what's good. And like the quote says, those two feelings, anxiety and gratitude, they just can't exist in the same space at the same time. Generosity is just as powerful, and it creates this amazing feedback loop. When you give something, it could be your time, a few bucks, or even just a genuine compliment, your brain releases oxytocin. That's the connection hormone. And this doesn't just feel good, it sends a powerful signal back to you that you matter, that you have the power to make a positive difference in the world. Okay, so our foundation is poured, the walls are up, but you can't furnish a new house if it's full of old junk, right? So now we have to clear the space. And that means we need to talk about forgiveness. Man, that quote is just so powerful, isn't it? It perfectly describes how pointless resentment is. When you hold onto a grudge, you're not actually hurting the other person. You're just poisoning yourself over and over again from the inside out. This is probably the most important shift in thinking about forgiveness. It's not about saying what happened was okay, and it's definitely not about letting someone else off the hook. Forgiveness is a profound act of self-care. It's about you deciding, for your own peace of mind, to finally set down this incredibly heavy backpack that you've been carrying around for miles. It is 100% for you. So, how do you actually do that? Well, the idea is to starve that painful memory of its power. You stop feeding it energy by retelling the story all the time. Now, when the thought comes up, and it will, don't fight it, just acknowledge it. Oh, hey, there's that old memory again. And then you deliberately, intentionally pivot your mind to something else, something new that you're learning or excited about right now. All right, we are on the final phase of construction. The space is clear, the walls are strong, and now it's time to open up the windows and let some fresh air and sunlight in. It's time to build human connections. So we're going to tackle this from two angles. First, we look back. Are there any healthy, good relationships with family or old friends that have just kind of faded away? A super simple text that just says, "Hey, I was thinking of you today," can be an incredibly powerful way to start rebuilding that bridge. And at the same time, we're also going to look forward. Making new friends brings in fresh energy and new perspectives, and it keeps your brain sharp and in learning mode. And really, that's what it's all about. That idea of learning is so key. Whether you're learning about a new person or trying a new skill or picking up a new hobby, the act of learning itself is such a powerful antidote to feeling stuck. It keeps your mind flexible, and it gives you that real, tangible sense of moving forward.
And we're done. The structure is complete. We've gone from this chaotic, messy mental space to a beautiful, strong architecture of inner peace. So let's just do a quick recap of the blueprint.
So here they are, the 4 pillars we built together. It all starts with the foundation, grounding yourself in the present moment. Then you build the walls by shifting your focus outward with gratitude and generosity. After that comes the clearing, where you make room for peace by practicing forgiveness. And finally, you open the windows to the light and air of human connection.
Look, this isn't just some abstract theory. It's a practical guide. And, every great building in the world started with someone laying a single brick. So I'll leave you with this question. Looking at this blueprint, what's the first brick you're going to lay? What's the one small step you can take today to start building?